What's up? There's nothing to worry about. I'm a professional. Professional what? Well, get all the professional shit out of the way. How about that? Follow on Facebook. What? I cannot type tonight. Oh, it is. That is. Fly. Excellent. Oh, see, that's what I was talking about. I guess oil paint and shit on it and it starts fucking with the image. It doesn't help that I got like the fan there, the air conditioner there, everything's blowing all the fuck around. But so I'm gonna make it even like remotely comfortable in here. Turn what for? Can't take much more. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Now 1, nothing wrong with me. 2, nothing wrong with me. 3, nothing wrong with me. 4, nothing wrong with me. 1, something's got to give. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. Now! Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the... Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the... Push me again. This is the end. Now here we go, here we go, here we go. Now 1, nothing wrong with me. 2, nothing wrong with me. 4, nothing wrong with me. 1, something's got to give. It was a bit of a bummer today. I had a job interview, hoping to get out of my current hell, and unfortunately it too required I would have to take a 33% less than my minimum that I can afford to take. It's fucking ridiculous. This is why I'm so frustrated all the time. And then just to add insult to injury, there's an Eagles game tonight, and I'm not a football fan, so don't think I'm going to, oh, I wish I could go. No, it's the exact opposite. Because of that, I'm already kind of bummed, you know, and then I got stuck in a fucking shit ton of traffic because of the fucking Eagles game tonight. It's like, you know, sorry. Fuck the Eagles. 1, nothing wrong with me. 2, nothing wrong with me. 3, nothing wrong with me. 4, nothing wrong with me. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. Now! You know what? We could use... Button, button, who's got the button? Where'd I throw it? I know I had it the other day. No, that's as a lemon. Illish green, that's not what I'm looking for. No, we did. No, 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 no. God damn. Amazon Music. Seriously, unfuck yourself. No. There we go, Voodoo Child. We can work on Voodoo Child. It's been newly added, so. There it is. That's what I need. Don't need much of that, so I'm not going to worry too much. Alright. I think we're getting to a spot we're good at. I want to see how much I can get done tonight. I really would like to, try to at least wrap this up. Alright, now first, oh, you know what? Actually, first. So we're going to need to get some of them windows done first. It's my hand. Well, I'm standing next to a mountain, and I chop it down with the edge of my hand. So what's going on? Anybody else got any good news since mine was shit? It's frustrating as shit. You know what I mean? Like, busting my stones, trying to find something. I'm not being picky either, so it's like, it's just, I have a financial requirement I have to meet. Because if I don't meet that financial requirement, well, this channel's dead in the water. I mean, that's the first thing. Not that, I mean, it'll be a, terrible tragedy for, 3 people. But, No, where's that little flat one we used the other night? That's a good one. That'll work fine. But I was just saying to my wife, I said, it's funny. I know I have to be very, very patient when it comes to, trying to build an audience for this thing. I know that. I understand that. Twitch is a long haul. I get it. I was okay with that. It's actually something I kind of enjoy about it. It gives me time to build up, So after this painting's finished up and I get paid for it, I'll get some equipment to make it a little better. One of these days. Didn't mean to take up all your sweet time. I'll give it right back one of these days. Let's take a little turquoise blue in there. Come on, give me a little bit. I won't meet you no more in this world. I'll meet you on the next one. Now don't be late. Don't be late. 'Cause I'm a voodoo child, voodoo child. Lord knows I'm a voodoo child. Hey, hey, hey. So you guys are the strong silent type, I see. Nobody's responding to that question, huh? Ah. No. Damn it, bitch. You give me a pain in my ass. You know what? I think I'm making a call here. I'm making an executive decision that won't affect you guys in any way, shape, or form. You won't even recognize it. But you know what? Amazon Music is pissing me off anymore. It's always like the same shuffle. Like it's the same exact order. It's the same everything. It's pissing me off. So you know what? We're gonna go to my Google Play. Google Play. Google Play. I want some more music. I got all like old CDs and shit that I loaded up that used to be on my iTunes. That when my iPod died, because I am a Droid phone user, I could not access any other way, so I loaded them to Google Play. Google Play. And we are going to find something. Music library, albums. A specific album I am looking for. It's an album that is all but impossible to stay in a bad mood during. It's not completely impossible, but it's damn close. Alright, where am I at here? Alright, we're in the F territories. Almost there. Alright, there we go. No gross point blank. Boom, 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 boom. Tst. Boom, 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 boom. And if you can stay pissed off past Matador, like, I'll be honest, you're a better person than I am, I guess, because I can't do it. Once Matador gets on the damn, you know, from what is it? Fabulous Cadillacs? Los Fabulosos Cadillacs. They go on like a blister in the sun. Let me go on. Big hands, I know you're the one. Now, I will be honest. I did unmute, right? Just make sure I'm unmuted. Like I said, I interviewed, and it sucks that the money was like nowhere near where I needed. But I will say that as I was listening to it, it's like it really sounds like one of those places where they like micromanage the shit out of you, and I don't think I would do very well there either. I don't mind guidance or anything like that when it comes to like, if a supervisor's going to kind of be on top of you and let you know where if they're really interested in actually helping you along. It's been a while since I had one of those. I honestly don't remember the last time I really had one. Guess Quest, really. There were a couple in Quest, but I don't mind, having certain requirements, as far as like specs you're supposed to hit or whatever, I don't want to make it sound anything like that. It's just that when they're like, talking about like how basically you're going to be monitored into how many calls you take, how many times you get up to the bathroom and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to go for that one again. I did that for a very brief bit of time when at Quest they were in some trouble with like actually having patient customer service people. So they started having other divisions and parts like help out, and so you were put into the phone queues and you had to, you know, put it on your phone. Well, I'm peeing now, you know, like kind of thing. And they monitored, even though it wasn't our primary job, they were monitoring how often we were, you know, available and shit. It was like, that's crazy. But they could, and they pushed me till I hurt. Rudy can't fail. Try to grow your temper and find that you're in a vapor and need someone for a savior. Rudy can't fail. In reply, I'm to go and reckless to be so cool and sickless. You've been drinking brew for breakfast. Rudy can't fail. I went to the market to realign my soul, 'cause what I need I just don't have. But they cursed and they pushed me till I hurt. Rudy can't fail. Now if you look at the reference photo here, you'll notice that this blue is, you know, the color here in this window is significantly darker than these ones. That's okay. The reason I'm doing this makes it okay. I want some sense of consistency. They will still end up darker. We're going to go back into this before we start hitting the actual window pane and stuff, you know, doing all like the actual draw, you know, I guess drawing is the best way to put it, of the window. We're going to get in there with like some phthalo or ultramarine, you know, just to deepen it up pretty good. It's just that I feel like if it starts here, because we're also going to go with lighter colors up here before we get to that stuff. I feel like it'll be it'll have a more consistent feel. And if you're painting along, do whatever the fuck you want. I'm not here to tell you what to do. Like I said, I'm here to hopefully one day have people paint along and we can talk about it and come with different ideas. Discuss stuff, you know. In the bathroom, please feel free. The door is locked, just you and me. When they take you to a restaurant that's got glass tables, you can watch yourself while you are eating. Mirror in the bathroom, they shopping every Saturday. See me window shopping. I find no answers in the glass and self-stress by my own sweet self out. Brain started going elsewhere. We can even start with a little bit of, just add a little more cerulean into it. Mirror in the bathroom. You're my mirror in the bathroom. You're my mirror in the bathroom. You're my mirror in the bathroom. Mirror in the bathroom where complex for all my stripes of self-defense. Two wheels don't make no sense if gently into mental illness. So what's going on, homies? Who's here? What's here? Anything good? Come on. This is always so much easier if someone starts talking. It's you and me. Whenever you go to a restaurant that's got glass tables, you can punch yourself while you are eating. I shared a bit of dumb history today to one of my coworkers because he mentioned, he says, yeah, so got off the phone with I think one of our customers or something. He said that they're a menace to society, and so I shared with him my weird connection with that phrase. If you're checking this out, you're checking onto the stream, you'll notice my name is Menaceart. Now, I think I've explained this before a little bit. But the reason my nickname, the reason my online handle is Menaceart, is my buddy and I, my buddy Bungo and I, we were years ago trying to make a comic. We had both gotten laid off from Sprint PCS in their Wynwood store, and he had said to me in passing one day just something about like how he wished he could write comics or something like that. It was like a half-assed comment. I think it was because of something from. Might have been the Kevin Smith Spider-Man Black Hat storyline, something like that. Or maybe the Daredevil, I don't remember when it was. But it was something like that had just come out, and he had been reading it. And he was a big Kevin Smith fan. And he didn't remember saying it when I talked to him about it. But we were talking, and I was like, dude, I was like, look, we're both out of work. We got nothing to do right now. While we're job hunting or whatever, I'm like, let's try to make a comic. And he's like, what? I was like, you said it one time. And he's like, I don't remember it. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, let's do it. So we went up to, he was at a skateboard shop that was up on McDade Boulevard here in, it was in Folsom actually, but yeah, pretty close to my house. So I ran up there. And now, I was like just sitting there like, dude, I got like old comic ideas, like old characters and stuff. I don't know which of these are viable. They all need like to be rethought. They were all like the fever dreams of like 10-year-old, 11-year-old, right? When I first came up with them. So we started talking about the one character whose name was brilliantly Phantom Cop. Again, I was like 11 years old maybe when I came up with them. I showed him old sketches and stuff, and I was like, this is where I'd like to start, because I always saw this character as someone who could be viable to introduce everyone else. Like, he's the main, focus to start, but then it would be something where I would find myself leaving that book, going to other ones, was how I always envisioned it. So he was like, all right, let's talk, let's figure it out. And there was another dude there. I do not remember his name, unfortunately, at this point. And I don't think Bungo checks out the stream, so he's not going to answer me on who it is. But we're all sitting there around talking, figuring out what we got. And so we started riffing off the name Phantom. And we're like, okay, let's go from there. We start spitting out different things. And Star Wars was, the prequels were still relatively new. So it was a couple years old, but, whatever. We spit out Phantom Menace just to see what happens. We said, oh, Menace. All right. So we decided that Menace would be the name of the comic. And we figured, the guy's going to be like a vigilante, okay, and so while he's doing good, the cops in the area consider him a menace, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. And so we go through, we're talking a couple different ways of doing it, and they were like, well, like Menace to Society, and we're like, dude, that'll be our studio name, will be To Society. Like it'll be 2 Society Studios. So that was like the dumb bit of, I mean, it's stupid trivia. Like I said, it's not even really that good. But that's why, once we started trying to promote it, I was Menaceart, he was Menaceart. Ha 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 ha. Oh, the cleverness of us, you know. Kind of stupid scenario going on there. And for me, it was just like, you know what? I never have to go onto a message board and worry about someone having Menaceart. It's always mine. If you find anything, except for actually there's a YouTube guy who has his, I mean, I have mine as Menaceart, like art's my last name or whatever, I guess, on my YouTube, where I put the archives of this stuff. But there's somebody who actually has, like, his channel is Menaceart, but I guess I should show him for my namesake. It's been that way for, we're talking 2001? But it started on the old, like, MSN, like, groups. It's the MSN Jim Lee group, actually. And then there was a spin-off, like, just, like, fan art group page that started, and then I joined the Yahoo groups with, like, Richard Friend, who, you know, he's now very, very active on YouTube. I say again, if you come here, check this out, and you're interested in drawing or anything like that, or even if you're someone who draws a lot, you know, like, sometimes it helps us to go back to, you know, think about the basics, I guess. And Rich is very good at going through and teaching that stuff. He's very interested in making sure not just comic art, but all art grows. And like I said, he's been doing that since back when Yahoo groups were a fucking thing. And that shows you how long ago it's been. And so I just got lots of love for Rich Friend. And I always will. Like I said, I learned so much in that group. But, like I said, that's the stupid bit of, you know, my trivia. I always find online handle stuff sometimes very interesting. You know, I mean, in Clerks 2, you know, there's the bit about, like, how, yeah, he's got Optimus Prime as his online handle, you know, and it's like, you know how hard it is to have that, you know, or I always found that funny, because it actually is true. Like, you go to some of these pages and you're like, Jesus Christ, how did you get that, you know? I think the funniest thing to me personally, though, regarding online handles is, oh, hell no, this is one song I do have to skip, sorry. There's Guns N' Roses on my fucking thing. Get off, get off, get off, get it off, get it off! Alright, there we go. And it's a little bit of an overreaction, right? Anyway. The thing I find funny is because competitive esports is a thing now, you know? Like, people's online handles that they probably got in, like, you know, 3rd grade are now, like, being called at, like I'll watch RLCS like crazy, you know, the Rocket League Championships, and then you start hearing, and Squishy McMuffins, you know, like, there's guys that have to seriously say those names to, you know. I'm just, like, picturing, like, if you talk about the NFL or, you know, NHL or anything else, like, just imagine them having to call everybody by their nicknames, you know. And here's the pitch, and it's a long fly ball, slut bum walla, hits the, you know, like, dirty job, but someone's gotta do it a lot. Am I losing focus again? I think I am. Not that the focus helps at all with this shit. I gotta be honest, I was even shocked about last night when I took the the good photo that I always take at the end of the night. If you are checking this out at any point, head on over to the Facebook page afterwards. So I take a photo of what was actually done, and usually it shows up a lot better. But even this, that there's actually a good amount of visible differences that go on in here are not popping in that photo. It's got to do it. So it's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. Oh, it's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. It's a dirty job, but someone's got to I mean, baby, Air Force and Marines. About you, yes, LAPD. About you people. About your guns. About the wars we're fighting. Gee, that looks like fun. About the kids that never lie. About the animals, cause there's more than meets the eye. About you people things, the bigger things we've got. About you people, yeah, you know we care a lot. Oh, it's a dirty job, but someone's gotta, whoa. Oh, it's a dirty job, but someone's gotta do it. It's a dirty job. Oh, whoa. Say it's a dirty job, but someone's gotta, whoa. It's a dirty job, but someone's gotta do it. Say it's a dirty job, but someone's gotta do it. It's a dirty job. It's a dirty job, but someone's gotta do it. It's a dirty job, but someone's gotta do it. Say it's a dirty job, but someone's gotta do it. Boom, 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 boom. Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. It is you. Oh yeah, it is you. Oh yeah, I said pressure drop, oh pressure, pressure's gonna drop on you. I said pressure drop, oh pressure, pressure's gonna drop on you. I said when it drop, well you got a feeling all that you're doing is wrong. I said when it drop, well you got a feeling all that you're doing is wrong. It is you. Oh yeah. It is you. Oh yeah. I said pressure drop. Oh pressure. Pressure's gonna drop on you. I said pressure drop. Oh pressure. Pressure's gonna drop on you. Every time you feel it low. And you feel that you're doing, people tell you that it is wrong. Life gets rough, life gets tough. So tell me what you're gonna do about it. Mm-hmm. 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 So, under here, them up the reel. But it's you, oh yeah, I said pressure drop, oh pressure. Pressure's gonna drop on you. I said pressure drop, oh pressure. Pressure's gonna drop on you. I said when it child, oh you got a feeling all that you're doing is wrong. I said when it child, oh you got a feeling all that you're doing is wrong. It is you. Oh yeah, it is you. Oh yeah. I said pressure drop, oh pressure. Pressure's gonna drop on you. I said pressure drop, oh pressure. Pressure's gonna drop on you. Oh pressure. Pressure's gonna drop on you. Oh pressure. Pressure's gonna drop on you. I said pressure, 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 pressure's gonna drop on you. I said pressure, 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 pressure's gonna drop on you. I said pressure, 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 pressure's gonna drop on you. Ooh, brush is fraying. That is not good. This is not good. Alright, so we're doing here just a little bit, again, just touches, just to get some subtle stuff in here again. And again, it's stuff I'm sure is not visible to you guys, unfortunately. Again, I apologize. It won't be much longer. Hopefully, hopefully, I can't be 100% sure it'll be 1,000 times better or anything like that. But 60% of the time it'll work all the time. Now, I think it'll be much better though. And if all goes well, I'll have the ability to zoom and everything from here, so I could just like put it up there on a little, you know, tripod and just let it zoom in and whenever I need it to. That'd be fucking ideal. I think it'll allow me to do that. Now, I'm not overly concerned with the idea of worrying too much about like I put a little bit on there of like the top outlining this a little bit. It's not something I'm going to worry too much about because these are plant, you know, like little planter gardens, you know. So it's like there's going to be plants. If you look at the references, there's flowers and shit all over it. So we don't need to worry too much about the top of these things being separated from their backgrounds because they're going to be naturally by their but I did want to put like a little bit down here and we can kind of mix it up a little bit, like just even, you know what, let's check out a little bit of that burnt sienna just to give it a little extra oomph down there at the bottom. That might work very well actually. Yeah, it works very nicely actually. A lot of people won't get no jumper tonight. A lot of people won't get no justice tonight. The bathtub is getting higher. I must believe Armageddon time. Bam, 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 bam. A lot of people won't even know how to tonight. A lot of people won't get no justice tonight. The battle to kick it over. A walker's fighting Armageddon time. Light up battles, side by me. Hey, people walking up just. People look up. Remember to kick it over. On my side, you Armageddon time. Armageddon time. Christmas time. And people. Okay, okay. Don't push us when we're hot. Oh, just for tonight. A lot of people want right. Just for tonight. A lot of people won't get no justice tonight. Remember to kick it over on the mighty Armageddon time. Yeah, it's working pretty well. There we go. Those fabuloso Cadillacs. I don't speak any of this. I went a little over, to the actual porch area, so I'm just gonna slap a little bit more of that color back into it, and then we'll just pull it back up. Mama ba-da, mama da-da, mama ba-da. Now last night I said I gotta go back in here a little bit, touch up a few of these little areas where some of that building should be showing through. This really is my recommendation. If you're ever in a pissed off mood, get the Grosse Pointe Blank soundtrack. I'm telling you, it's impossible. By the time you get to this song, you start hearing the whistle of it, and you're just like, hey, hey, Manzanaman, 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 Manzanaman. And again, I know this is what I'm doing here is probably completely invisible when I pull back even. I might bet dollars to donuts, you guys can't see a damn thing of it. I don't mind whoring myself out. Say, hey, you know, donate a little, maybe it'll help. But in the end, again, once this painting's all finished up, I can afford my capture card. I got the camera. We're good to go on that. I have my new mic and everything too. Hopefully it'll all clean up. Matada, 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 matada. In the meantime, before I get to the good camera, I always say, check out the Facebook page because it will have better pictures later tonight. It's a little bit of burnt sienna though, just giving it a little texture, a little more, you know. If you look at the reference photo, you know this. Again, I don't know what type of garden fencing that really is considered or whatever. I know it probably has a name and it's probably something smart, but I'm a moron. But the yeah, like I said, it's not like it'd be too small to really, especially with my style, my thickness of brush. My thickness. Oh, anyway, no. With the brush strokes I use, it's be too much to try to go like crazy into trying to define every spot of it. So it's just like more of a like these sort of crisscross, and that's what it is, and let it go to that kind of thing. And I gotta go back and forth a little because it's gonna get funky in a few places. Especially where we're going and we don't have quite enough on the brush to make it like more than one or two strokes. And I keep trying to push it too far. You keep repeating that you'll never fall in love, and everybody keeps repeating that they haven't had enough. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door to your heart. Open the door. I don't really have to worry about too much in here because honestly there's you know, some ivy or whatever growing up on this part. So I don't have to worry too much there. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door to your heart. Just gonna kind of go back in with a little bit of the yellow ochre again, and then go in a few more little dabs, little touches, just to give it like that idea of like stuff shining through a little, you know. I'm losing viewers. this place. I love. Let my love. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. That's actually got some nice little texture to it. And again, I just want to see it full screen to see how it looks to you. Can you guys even sort of see there's something there? God damn, I gotta get a better camera. Again, I just gotta get that fucking capture card. We're good. Alright. Where are we at here? So, we got that done. Let's see. What time is it? Almost 9 o'clock, so... Just judging from how much I have, I know we're not getting this damn thing finished tonight. That's a bummer. And unfortunately, like I said, it doesn't help that I know, like, as much as I try not to let fucking things that happened today in the office bother me, there are moments, there are just certain days that, like, it does come home, and I don't want it to, but it's just like... I mean, it started off today with a sales engineer that thinks I work just for him, and that, you know, the other 45, 50 cases I have don't matter, you know. So he slammed my fucking email, and my boss's email, because I wasn't answering him fast enough. Even though technically what I needed to have happen is something I can't do, as is normally the case in my job. I have to ask someone else to do it, so if I don't get an answer from them, they don't get an answer. So... you know, it's fun stuff. And then, I had another sales engineer who calls me up, says, hey, I just submitted this thing to your guys' queue. I need you to take it and work on it immediately. It's an next day air order. Got to get it out. Got to get it out. Got to get it out. Okay, cool. So I take it. And I don't like doing that because it looks to my coworkers like I'm cherry picking. You know, like, oh, I'm picking it easy, get it out the next day air order. It's like, that's not what I did. The fucking bitch called, you know, like, and then, so, you know, I'm getting judged on that, I'm sure, by people. And then it's like, okay, I'm working on it, and push out the plant, they're ready to go, they're ready to shove it out the door already, you know, cool. And then I get the phone call, yeah, she needs to cancel that. Excuse me? Yeah, like, fucking what? So then, we cancel it, right? Okay, cool, we cancel that one. Okay, it's canceled, okay. Well, we ordered this other one on a different order. Now I need this one going out next year. Okay, well, let's see what we can do. And the other one is like 350 pounds, which means it's too much for next day air. So I quickly send that back to them, like, hey, this can't go next day air. Like, literally, it cannot, like, at all. And that's not us, that's UPS, you know. Oh, what can we do? What can we do? Your customer can wait. That's about what we got, you know. I'll have to ask them, I'm like, if they cancel this fucking thing again, I'm like, that's it. They're done. When they call back, I'm going to tell them no. I will pass them over to one of my other coworkers and be like, I ain't doing it again. Boom, 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 boom. This is always a pain in the ass here whenever I got to do line work way over here on the canvas. I probably should do it earlier, but, you know, like I said, I've tried, if you watched any, I shouldn't say like I said, because you guys might not have ever seen one of these episodes before, let alone anything regarding this fucking painting. But I build from the background up, you know, so it's got to be one of the latter things. Out body and beats, I stain my sheets. I don't even know why. My girlfriend, she's at the end. She is starting to cry. When I'm a walking, I strut my stuff. don't have an old stretcher around here, do I? That's not really gonna work. Yeah, there are ways you could put like a stick here, and you know, I don't think it's gonna work at all. I don't know, because what'll happen is I'll start putting pressure on it, and then it'll be like, okay, you know. Let's see. Especially because the real small ones, you know, like the real thin stuff. Oh no, the album's over. Alright, so what do? Should I go back to Amazon Music and let it piss me off again? Because it'll play shit that it'll probably already play shit that I already skipped already tonight, but... Or do I find something else from my old music library? What should we do? What should we do? Oh my. George Decay, answer my question. No. Oh my. I find it kind of funny. People at my work still call him George Takai, and it's like, yeah, I actually will yell at him. I take offense for George. It's Decay! Assholes. Alright, this is where I'm gonna get, like, fudgy and... This little one above it. I hear anything there. Very interesting. But stupid. Okay. When I'm walking, I strip the stuff. This isn't the most daring of color choices here. I mean, it's just Prince, you know, it's not like I'm... Certainly not rewriting color theory on this. Alright, and then we'll take a little bit of my yellow ochre. Mix the red in there in the corner area. I won't make it too light because this is going to hit that yellow. I'm sure that's going to have some effect. When I'm walking, I strap my stuff there and I'm so strung out. Yeah, it worked nicely. Yeah, it worked pretty nicely there. Ah, you guys can't see it, can you? Fuck. Can't see it. You can't see it. Can ya? I'm giving her all she's got, Captain. Not really. Anybody want to go for a ride? Let's see if I bring you for a ride. There's nobody here. There's one viewer, it's probably me. Oh yeah, maybe do it for... I mean, see where I can do it while I'm looking at it live while I'm doing this. Alright, let's see if you can see this thing. See that? Like, right there? And I guess, see, like, if I jerk this around here... What you want to do is you want to jerk off the ball. Let the guy try to jam you, and if it comes, it comes. Alright, put that back. Oh, I'm stuck. Okay. Put that back here, hold on. By the way, that's the thing that Sarge Gary Matthews actually said on the air at one point. You want to jerk off the ball? You know, almost let the guy jam you, and if it comes, it comes. It's like, oh, Sarge, it's a family broadcast here, man. Sarge was always good for that on TV, man. I kind of miss him. I do miss him when he's, like, his broadcasts. He's just come in for, like, an inning or two. But it's like he always said the craziest shit sometimes. Ben Revere had slid into home one night, and the way he slid in, he kind of came in like in a funky, you know, angle. Ended up like, you know, kind of backwards or whatever. And so he does like almost like a little like karate kick up. Like if you're on the ground, you need a little pop up or whatever. And Sarge called it an upsy-doo. And I was working the press elevator at the time. And so I knew Sarge was coming back into there at some point, you know, just because he was going to leave, you know, for the day. And so I was like, I mean, a lot of times on that press elevator, I was very, like, careful about what I would say to anybody, you know. I had to. It was like I had to be cautious on every level, because I was like, I didn't need them even, like, trying to transition something I did stupid to, like, affecting my father's career with the Phillies, you know, on the dugout at the time. It's like I wasn't going to allow anything like that to happen. So normally, like I said, I played it very, very straight. I really almost entirely spoke when spoken to, never before, you know, kind of thing. And, like, you know, and it was probably well beyond the level of paranoia, you know, but I was like, I have to keep it, like, perfect. I have to play this like it's, you know, like a doorman job at, you know, like the you know, wealthiest apartment building in town. It's like I fuck it up and, you know, I'm thrown out. If I do it right, I get, you know, good tips in the holidays or something, you know. Not that would happen in real life, but you know what I mean, like. But they didn't tip everything like that. It was the fucking guy running the elevator. But the that night I was like, I got to play with Sarge a little bit, because by that point I'd gotten pretty comfortable with him. And so Sarge gets on the elevator after like you know, probably 30, 40 minutes later. I look up at him and say, Sarge. I was like, yeah. I was like, I've been in here for 30 minutes trying to figure out which spelling of upsy-doo I like better. And, oh, man! He's like, you gonna give me shit, too? And I was like, dude, that was fucking awesome. He's like, man, they harassed me for the whole time because of that. I'm like, yeah, no, Sarge, I was listening. I'm like, dude, it was great. Yeah. I was like, seriously, that was like one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Because it was just like so perfect. And if you know, like I said, if you're a Phillies fan and you know Sarge's broadcast, it was like classic Sarge, you know? It's like, it's just perfect. I had to do it to him. Going to bust my stones too. My favorite time was frickin' alumni weekend. I'm sure I've said this before. I mean, first off, it's always just, even as a fan, it's a fucking great weekend to be at the ballpark. But working at elevator was fucking great, because it's like, oh, you know, first we got Hall of Famers and shit coming on there like crazy, you know, like Steve Carlton, you know, and all those guys, and it's like fucking, you know, all our Wall of Famers basically. You know, the ones still alive. The dead ones don't show up. I'd be honest, I'd probably quit if they did. But I mean, I did eventually because I had to. But commute-wise. But I mean, I would have like left that day. It was, like if like Richie Ashburn showed up, I'd be like, gone. I'm done. Fucking done. But anyway, the Sunday of alumni weekend, the guys that were alumni that were broadcasters, like Larry Anderson and Sarge and stuff, were usually given the day off. So they had off, and but they're there for all the alumni stuff. And those guys, like all the alumni, like to party. I mean, they love to party, dude. And so alumni weekend. Now earlier, I was already told, before the game started. Some of the guys that are like in charge of the operations around the ballpark said, "Hey, Sarge is going to be doing Sarge and Larry are going to do the third base, the base changes or whatever in the third inning." So I said, "Okay, all right, cool, got it." So they said, "Make sure you're up here to pick them up." So cool, no problem. I'm here. Press elevator. Once the game starts, pretty much just turns into a service elevator for the Diamond Club. So to be special commitment is like, oh, no problem. I'll be, tell Diamond Club they got to manually take down their trash. Actually, I almost got into an argument with the manager of the Diamond Club at one point because she actually tried to call the elevator. I was like, no, I can't. I got to go up to the press room. And she's like, but I need to do that. And I'm like, that's cool. I have to be up at the press room. This is primarily a press elevator, and you guys just happen to get to use it too. There are like 4 other elevators in the Diamond Club. This one is the only one that goes to the press club. So, out. And, truth be told, I probably could have taken her down to what she needed to do and gone back up, but it was the principle of the thing. Just needed the time that I took the elevator. But, so the elevator gets called up, though, at like, this is the bottom of the first. Yeah, it's like the bottom of the first. And the doors open up. And there's nobody there. And I was like, that's a little weird. And then out from the side pops Sarge's head. And he looks at me and goes, "Hey, what you doing?" I'm sitting in the little chair they had for me, and I'm like, watching the game. It's, like I said, it doesn't do anything really half the time. Oh, that's cool. Hey, we got a thing. We're going to do the bases. And I said, yeah, in the third inning. He goes, is that what it is? He turns back to the person who's assisting him. Third inning. You going to be here? Yes, Sarge, I'll be here. Oh, cool, great, so make sure. It's like, woo. Sarge had a few. It was fucking hilarious. There's some things that happened around that ballpark. I still wanted, and I kind of get the balls, I guess, just to. It's not even really that anymore, because it was a matter of before I would have had to ask to like, hey, can I have a day off, and still come because I want to take photos for potential paintings. But right before I cracked and I stopped painting for a few years, I was working on a painting of one of our security guys that he works right behind the right field gate. And I found the piece to be like the image of him, because I would go through the press club, I would go through the basement area, to go to the press elevator, and I'd always walk by him. Now he's way down the ramp or whatever, but I'd walk past and I'd see him there. He's literally just the doorway between him and the field. So he's right there with all the crowds. Everybody's there, and it's like, but he can't see it. Like, he's behind the big freaking right field gate. So he watches the game to know what he needs to do, when it's time to leave or anything like that. On a little TV, I mean, maybe 24 inches, tops 32. tops, absolute tops. Like, on a wall, across the big-ass gate, and up, like, 30 feet in the air or whatever. And it's like, here he is, like, right near the roar of the crowd, and he can't see the game in person. He can't, but he's right there. And I thought it was such a beautiful, like, lonely thing. Do you know what I, like, if you want a really shitty comparison, it was like my plastic bag floating in the wind from American Beauty. Like, like, it was just one of those little things where I looked at it and I thought it was so beautiful because it's so sad. As a host, I mean, with the exception of when I was working the elevator, we're out there for the most part. We are in with the crowd. We are invisible line of sight of the game for the most part. There's a few positions where you won't be in that spot. But for the most part, everybody's out there, as part of it. And here's a security guard, like, he can't, he's not part of it. And I just thought that was, like I said, it's beautifully sad. Time to remind days, weeks, but not while in time will be. And I always like to use that, by the way, as an example, though, to people that, like, they say, oh, it's great, you work at the ballpark, that'd be a great place to work. And it is a great place to work, as long as you are aware that you're going to be working. Like, that's, a lot of people, they would come and they take that job and they think, oh, I'm going to, sit at the top of the stairwell and watch the game. And that's not that job. Like, especially if you're in security. Security guards are just they get a raw deal 90% of the time. They're outside at the gates checking, bags or whatever. They're almost never allowed in. Yeah, or if they are in the ballpark, the guys are going to be there for ejections and shit. They're constantly told to keep moving. They're not supposed to be, overly stationary, like, they don't get breaks like the hosts do. They're basically told to keep working the whole time. And there's a lot of positions, like I said, where you'll find yourself in a spot where maybe you're there to watch the clubhouse inside the basement. You got that role. You don't get to see the crowd at all. Or you don't get to see the game. You're stuck watching on a little TV. Now, true, you might get to see a few players and get to know them a little bit. That's cool. But there are a lot of spots where, and you have to understand that if you are in one of those positions where you're able to meet players and hang out with them, I say hang out with them, in air quotes, big air quotes, you got to watch your mouth. You got to watch every single thing you do. You are constantly scrutinized on it because, they don't want people coming in there to, they hired you to do a job. They didn't, like the Phillies hired you to do a job. And it's a very good job if you understand that you are working a job. It's hard to, every job I guess couldn't be that way, but it really is everybody's very much like a family oriented thing. It's just that you have to understand you're there to work, and they expect you to work, and you are not supposed to be taking like say giveaways. Like if there's a giveaway, we as employees we're not allowed to have them. Like, in other words, if a guest offers it, they're from out of town. They're Mets fans for some reason. Just kidding, Mets fans. No, I'm not. You suck. The sorry, there's nobody here. I'll laugh at my own fucking jokes. Thank you. But they're from out of town, so they don't want the bobblehead of Brad Lidge or whatever. Like they can offer it to a host, and the host has to say nope. Go find a kid or something. We can't take it. If we try to walk out of that, if we even try walking with that to our locker, and when the bosses find it, you're gone. You're taking something that is intended for fans. Now, a few days later, they will be made usually available, made up in the staff room for purchase. It's just like $5, nothing big, Maybe a more popular one would be like $10. And they might limit how many you can get because there may only be a few left over, But it's it's a requirement. You're not allowed to touch them. I had Greg Murphy. So he's had all his, like a few of the giveaways, and because they get them like a few days in advance. And he's like, "Oh man, and I think it was might have been the Schmitty bobblehead." I said, "Oh, is that the Schmidt one?" He goes, "Yeah." It's like, "Oh, let me just take a look at it." He goes, "You want it?" And I said, "No." He goes, "What do you mean?" I was like, "I can't touch that." And he goes, "What do you mean you can't touch it?" I was like, "If I touch this, dude, I try to walk this to my locker, I was like, I'm fired." He goes, "You serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm serious. I can't." So they don't give it away. This was like 2 days in advance because those guys get it all early. I'm like, if I could do it on the day they're giving out, I'm shit canned. If I do it 3 days in advance, oh hell no, I ain't getting near that. He's like, "Oh Jesus, we get these all the time. I have so much of this shit. I don't even want it." I'm like, "Yeah, that's great. I can't touch it." He's like, "What if I hid it in the office?" Like, "Dude, don't worry about it, Murph." I'm like, He said, "Well, do you guys get them?" I was like, I buy it for like $5. And he's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "It's fine." He's like, "No, I'll give it to you." I'm like, no, no. Like, not at all. Not even, don't even entertain it. He's like, "That's not right." I'm like, "Well, no, that's the rule, so I'm not going to even think about it, dude. I like this job." And like I said, it doubly goes so when it comes to talking to people, of certain reputations and fame, like when it comes to the players, or one person I dealt with a lot on the Pros Elevator when he was the GM was Ruben Amaro Jr. And this is a time when there were a lot of people that were being very critical of Ruben Amaro Jr. And I certainly in private was one of them, but when I met Ruben, and whenever you get on the elevator, "How are you, Mr. Amaro?" Like that was it, Now that it don't work, I can share this story. I work at the press elevator. Ruben gets on up. One of the big signings that Ruben had was Jonathan Papelbon. He's going to be a big closer. He's going to. That was a big sign, That was going to be, he's going to help us back to the World Series again, blah, blah, blah. And Papelbon did not turn out to be what we really wanted out of him. Now, admittedly, there were other issues at the time, certainly. I would not argue against that. But, many of us were still thinking about Brad Lidge's perfect season, and then you'd see Papelbon blow a few saves in a row. And, it just so happened to be like his third or fourth in a row that he blew. And Ruben got on the elevator as soon as the save was blown. He was pissed off, man. He just came storming into the elevator. All right. And he gets in the elevator. Papelbon. What idiot signed him? And while I may have had the exact same thought, though I knew what idiot signed him, and so did he, I couldn't say anything to him. I literally couldn't say anything. I couldn't say, "Oh, we'll get him tomorrow," because saying anything at that point acknowledges that he done fucked up signing Papelbon. I can't do it, So it's like I just had to sort of bite my lip, just. I like cake, you know, kind of in my head, like whatever yeah, I got to think of anything but that. Alright, so now what I'm doing here, just so everybody knows it, because you're not going to see it. So this is going to be something for Lou only, basically. Taking a little Viridian, because with the burnt sienna here, I probably should have done it first, because I'm going to have to go back and just thin it out a little bit, like from the line down. With this burnt sienna, like, alizarin mix that we kind of did, it's going to turn almost pitch black, just visually, you know. It's the old, if you've ever seen some of the tricks they show you about lighting and stuff that, you know, take a green light, shine it on a red apple, and it's, you know, looks black, like the same thing, you know. So it's a trick that, you know, gets you, especially like me, like I said, I have not used, you know, I say, like I said, again, something I probably said back when I was painting the bridge, which was, what, 3-4 paintings ago? Let's see, how many have I done on Twitch so far? Let's see, there's this one, obviously. Right, we had the bridge, Trail Farm Trail. That was like the first one on the stream. We had the Goya study. Alright. We had Wilma. We had Kyram. Right, branch. Yeah, it's a 5, right? Wow, not bad. Alright. I don't think I'm missing one. So, like I said, it may have been during the bridge one that I said it, but I don't use, actually probably during the Goya I said it, I don't use black as a color. You'll notice it is never going to appear on this palette. Anywhere in here. It will not appear. I just don't believe in it. It's not a real color. And everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, really pay attention to almost anything that you would consider to be black color. And I guarantee you, if you really pay attention to it, if it were truly black, first off, like absolute black, true pitch black, you know, as they refer to it as, like, black doesn't allow light, you know, that's why it's a black hole. It does not allow light out. Like, that's how it works. Real black does not allow light to reflect. So, what you would think of is usually some sort of very, very deep, probably grade, if you want to really try to pin the color down, version of some sort of blue. That's typically how I'll use, my favorite mixture to get that type of tone usually is, I'll take, sorry, I'm just trying to think of the colors I need for this little bit that I'm trying to do. I'll take like a, usually a burnt sienna or a burnt umber, mix in some phthalo blue or some French ultramarine blue, and I'll go hit it with that, and that usually works to make a very dark color, you know, that has a visual appearance of a black if you're looking at it from a distance, but it is not black. Wow, I probably popped that microphone. Jeez, I heard it in my fucking own ear. So, that's a me thing, and I know that, you know, you want to use it, go ahead, but for me, even tonal stuff, it's like there's other ways around it. There's other ways to make it happen. There's other ways to make it happen, Captain. You know, you think about, like, say, tires. Alright, tires are probably some of the darkest colors you're going to ever run into. But they have highlights. They have all this other stuff that if you really look at it, you know, there's going to be, again, the way my eyes see them, they're usually like ashen gray with, you know, grayish blue. So, you know, I used to use like Payne's Gray on occasion, But even that, I kind of broke my habit of it. I was like, you know what, this is just not. It sticks out like a sore thumb every time I use it. So I was like, you know what, if I use my pseudo blue, mixture thing going on there, it always works much better. It always has a better feel to it. A few years ago, I did a painting of my son and his buddy Michael playing video games. Admittedly, the portrait of Michael's off. I wish I'd done a better job at that. There's a weird angle too, so it was like, like even in the photo, it barely looked like him. Like it's like one of those weird things, But the okay, coffee's wearing off. All right. Trying to think, but nothing happens. But he had on his shirt was like a skateboarding skeleton thing, and it was, again, what we would typically refer to, I guess, as black in color, but it wasn't. Again, it was. I ended up mixing up. I think that one was burnt umber with a little ultramarine, and I might have had some viridian in there too. I'm trying to think. But here, let me show you a good example of what I do. And unfortunately, I'm not going to pull it out of I'm not going to take it off of its, Alright. Make sure you guys can see it. Okay, I mean, that looks like, this looks black, right? Like, I mean, that could be helpful if there's only one person here. I don't know who they are, but, if you can respond, say hello on the chat or something. Proves you're not crazy. It's probably my mother. Anyway. But, this looks, as you see it on here, right? This all looks black, right? Now, if I get in close, hopefully this will come through a little bit, and I could try to angle it a little bit. You can see some of the little alizarin crimson in there, I think, a little bit of the viridian tone, right? It starts to come through a little bit. There's phthalo blue in there. There's all sorts of colors in this one, actually. There's, like I said, alizarin. There's, looks like some cobalt, some of the burnt umber. Let's see here. There's actually like a little mixture of, if I had to remember this, it's some of the yellowish green, I think, with some of the oxide of chrome green. Alright. There's all sorts of fun little stuff in here. But, again, from there, it looks like a black, doesn't it? It's one of my favorite paintings, actually, that I've done. It's a little weird one, but it's definitely one of my favorites. Because it's just like, it fulfilled like everything I talk about all the time. Yeah. Oop. Okay, come on, don't fuck with me, please. Make sure I put the right price on that, by the way. Yeah, I did. Okay. Well, tales and old stories, they keep us alive. Without our pasts, we would never survive. I am my island. My island is me. So if you know what you can do, if you don't like what you see, kiss me, I'm Irish. I am the wild rover. My eyes, they are smiling, and I'm seldom sober. I like my whiskey, and I love to dance. I got some whiskey this weekend. I haven't had a whiskey in a very long time, actually. I was going to buy like some really nice whiskey on my 40th birthday, and I was like, I don't drink much anymore. It'll be a fucking waste. Like I was going to buy like some 18-year. But I had more important things than money. My wife and I were going to see actually Gaelic Storm. Like that weekend. It was like, it's not worth it. And I like a bevy now and then. I'll never deny. But I only drink on the days of the week that end with a Y. I'm no saint, I'm no sinner. Of that there's no doubt. I'll tell you the truth. I am the one that your grandmother warned you about. Kiss me, I'm Irish. I am the wild rover. My eyes, they are smiling, and I'm seldom sober. I like my whiskey, and I love to dance. So if you're feeling as lucky as me, take a chance and kiss me, I'm Irish. Leaving New York, Chicago and my New York. Still in DC, raising a glass, raising, saying, sing, sing with me. Kiss me, I'm Irish. I am the wild rover. My eyes, they are smiling, and I'm seldom sober. I like my whiskey, and I love to dance. So if you're feeling as lucky as me, take a chance. Kiss me, I'm Irish, and the wild rover. My eyes, they are smiling, and I'm seldom sober. And I love to dance. So if you're feeling as lucky as me, take a chance. It is like such a pity too that today was such a garbage day that I really wanted to just, before I came on tonight, just take a little bit of time to play some video games, just to blow off some steam. I was actually going to go stupid boring and put on House Flipper. Cause it's like so like, that's like the most like Zen game you can play, I think. Cause you're literally just like, alright, I'm gonna destroy this thing, I'm gonna paint that, like, whatever, and the music's just... I gotta load a clip up here at some point of some of the stupid shit I like to do in that game. I have weird little, like, quirks that I like to do all the time now. Like, there's, in the generic, pictures and paintings or whatever kind of tab or whatever that you can buy, there's this little framed portrait of a cat that's supposed to be on like a tabletop or whatever, right? And the cat looks a lot like my used to be our cat, but we had to get rid of it when we moved, and it's now my my mother-in-law's cat, Peanut, and it looks a lot like her. And so what I've done now is it's like a thing where I try to hide at least 10 of them in the house. Not like anybody, like, it's not like, it's not like you can download my house online or something like that and you'd have to find them. Like, it's just an internal joke to me. Like, even though, like I said, I sell the house to one of the online buyer, the game buyers or whatever. And it's like, it's so stupid. It's such a stupid thing. But I'll put like 10 or 20 of them in, like, it really has gotten bad. It's like, all right, let's see, I could put it in this shelf. I could put it in the windowsill here. I could put it over here. I could put it over there. And I put so many of them. And the other thing I've gotten into, because some of these houses now really allow it just the way they're designed, is since the game doesn't register what type of door you're putting in to an area, Um, like there are certain restrictions, like I don't think it's even possible to change out a front door to be a sliding door, right? Because you really can't destroy outside walls or anything like that, so it's not really something you can do. But what you can do in a lot of the houses is you can make a sliding door for the bathroom. And so I've been doing that pretty much in every house I've been doing now. It's like, okay, here's the bathroom, and I'm going to make it a big old sliding door. My most recent one's probably the funniest, because it's literally like the toilet's facing out. The toilet was like in a real small little cutaway room, and then they had like the other part of the bathroom over here. So I smashed the wall in between them in the game, smashed the wall back in from the hallway, and then put in a sliding door. So if you're looking in front of the sliding door, you are looking at someone, I mean, eye to eye. If they were on that toilet, you would be looking at them. I was like, it almost makes me wish it had like a Sims element, so you could like literally like force someone to go into the bathroom and then just be like, hey, how are you? But then again, I wonder about what I would do in a Sims situation, because I used to have the Sims 2 on my old PC back in like 2002. Old PC. And I had a lot of, those fun little sim moments everybody has, I guess. You murder the people terribly, and everybody does it. And don't judge me. But apparently it's a trait that got passed on, because my son has The Sims 4 on our PS4. Which means I guess technically I do too, but I never play it. And he created a character that likes to get other people to trust him. They come over to his house. He advises them into the basement, where he locks them in the basement until they starve to death. And my son's gotten at least like 4 or 5 people that, he slowly starved to death. And I'm wondering if I need to call somebody. No, I know I don't. Like, I don't think there's a single person alive that has played The Sims that has not at some point put them in a swimming pool and removed the ladder. Or, now The Sims 4, they're a little more tricky. You have to, like, put a wall around it. You can't take the ladder out, but you can make it so that they can't actually get out of the pool. So they climb up the ladder, hit the wall, and then fall back in. So then they can drown that way. Or like, now I tried to do it. Unfortunately, I was not good enough at interpreting the controls and how to get around it and stuff. But like, Roller Coaster Tycoon. There's some sadistic fucks that play that game. Perhaps my favorite has to be, and it's an old one. I'm sure I'm not revealing anything new to anybody that's familiar with the gaming community, but some people may have never heard of it. But Mr. Bones' Wild Ride has to be one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Mr. Bones says nobody gets off the ride. If you're not familiar with Mr. Bones' Wild Ride, some people who are coming from my Facebook page have joined on to Twitch, so they may have never heard of it, because of like family and stuff that, they're old. Anyway, but Mr. Bones' Wild Ride was something that somebody did in Roller Coaster Tycoon, where the ride goes for, I think, something along the lines of like 253 in-game days. So now it breaks down into real life time of, a couple hours, I think. It's like 2 hours or something like that. If you put it on like a faster pace, whatever it is. But, so it's something like that. It's something like 200 days. And when the person gets off the ride, the pathway out of the queue, out of the ride, leads back into the queue to get on the ride. So the person goes on the ride, spends, however fucking long in game days it is, and it's days, I know that. They get off the ride, and they get back on the ride. And the coaster doesn't do it. It's literally like it goes like it's a flat, just goes in kind of a pattern like this, and just throws back and forth for a while, and that's all it really is, And this is great because then you can always check the health of your guests in the game, and they'll sit there and start posting. I'm hungry. I want the ride to stop. I want it to end. It's just. Then there's people that will, make a roller coaster, and then they have the exit queue for the ride right above a volcano. So you get off the ride and you die. Or there's the people that remove all the safety harnesses, and you go up the hill, and then you drop, and you go up what would be a normal hill, but there's no longer a hill there, it's just a ramp, and off the coaster you go, boom, dead. Now I had a game, which was like Roller Coaster Tycoon. It was just called Theme Park, and I think before they had it in Roller Coaster Tycoon, Theme Park might have beat them to it, where you could ride your own rides. So you could, create whatever the hell you wanted to create, and then, you click and it wasn't for everything, but it was for most of the coasters you could do it. Ooh, oops, I went too far down there. Probably should try to use this thing again. It's sort of working, as long as I'm down here where it's not. I'm going to have to stand up to do it. You could, so you could ride your own rides and stuff or whatever, but I used to pride myself on the roller coasters I would make, getting people so sick that I had to assign a janitor who could not leave, like the 4x4 square where people would get out, and I had to have like literally a full thing of bathrooms surrounding it so that there was at least enough places to puke that it wouldn't just become overrun by vomit. Yeah. But I was always quite proud of that. I one loves you. I'd love to get that ability to play that game again, without having to buy it again. I'm lazy and shady like that. But the there's only one love for me. But the joy of being able to do that, because I think if anything else, maybe I could convince my children to go on regular roller coasters. Because I'd be like, look, your father didn't design this. And then just show them all the ones that I did design. These are the ones that we would ride if they existed. If Daddy was allowed to create them. So, I'll be sitting till the evening comes. Now, this might work very well here. There's this little element of sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, just sitting on the dock of the bay. I wasn't intending to put this color up for this, but I'm just thinking it might work very well. To lighten it without making it paled, like... I'm not as opposed to using like titanium white as I am towards using like ivory black. Like I said, I don't use that at all, but I really do prefer, if I can, to manipulate the colors in other ways. Usually titanium white's like, I'm out of ideas and I don't know how to get it to what I want. Or it's absolutely required because it's just something I don't, it's got to be brightened up. There's nothing else I can use. Yeah, some of my, like, the brightest yellows I have are, my cadmium lemons. And at that point, if I need to get lighter than that, I have to put something in there and it's going to be white because everything else will darken it. But something like this, a little bit of that flesh tint pink, which I hate that fucking name. I've gone on these rants before. I'm not going to do it again. And you want to see these rants, go look at my archives, either on here or on Facebook. Not Facebook, on YouTube. You can search painting for Lunatics, you'll find it. Or search Menaceart or search Brian Cook's paintings. They'll pop up pretty quickly. Even though I don't have like viewers or subscribers to that channel, there's certain phrases that you'll pick and it'll just work fine. Others will be a little more difficult, but anyway, like I said, I won't go on the rant again, but I just hate that name. I think it's the worst name. Call it anything else, but fucking flesh pink. I hate it. Or flesh tint. Ugh. The reason I did that, though, is because I want to be able to pull another one of these, like darkened, using the Viridian. Yeah, maybe even the French Ultramarine will work, too. You know what? Let's try that. Just thinking. Lincoln, I've been thinking. What the hell have you been drinking? Is it water? Is it wine? My God, it's turpentine. Nobody's coming with me on that one. I really do, going back to House Flipper though, we're going back to like the weird crazy shit we do in games sometimes. I would love to see if John Sandman's taking me up on my House Flipper challenge. I don't think he has. And John, if you see this, don't bitch out on me, dude. Come on, I challenged you. Expect it. Don't go bitching out on me. Don't you go dying on me. Yeah, we're not getting this done tonight. Damn it. Yeah, that's just too much to do. I was hoping. I thought we got far enough along that I could finish this. I'm just looking at this. I know we're not. We might not even finish this by Sunday, for God's sakes. This Sunday night. We'll see. There's just so much to do. That's going to be tight little work. All along this. Like the roof and I gotta wait a little bit. I'm gonna have to wait till Sunday at least to do the actual, small parts of the window frames. It's just gonna have to. It's gonna need a little bit of skin on there to get to what I need. It's gonna need a similar thing too for the porch post, Yeah, just get all those because they're going to be basically pure white. So, same type of issue we're going to run into. We're going to have a little trouble there. back into that part a little bit. Brush got away from me a little. Maybe when I'm done, or bed tonight, I'll harass John Sandman a little. Be like, where's the house flipper episode? Biatch! But I won't lie, I get a little pissed off that I've never been able, at least everything I've watched that he's done that I've done, flipping wise, he's outsold me every time to his people. I don't know how he does it. Because it's like I look at it sometimes, oop, that one got away. Hands are getting shaky tonight. Can you see it? Can you see that one? Right here. Ran away from me. Protect your neck. Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang again. Wu-Tang style. Tiger style. If you, one of the best videos I think, maybe, I'll say this, I prefer Hollywood Sings Wu-Tang Clan, but it's a close, very close second, is the Saturday morning cartoons Sing Wu-Tang Protect Your Neck. Check it out if you've never seen it. If you even slightly like Wu-Tang Clan, or you're like slightly an 80s child. I don't know how you can be slightly an 80s child, but if you know, if you like those classic, you know, Inspector Gadget, He-Man, all that stuff. It's a fucking genius goddamn edit. My buddy Jay got to, he met Rosa the other day, the other day now, it's been like probably a month and a half, but I mean, it was like last week. I honestly can't tell you. I lose track of time so much like that. But yeah, great, you know, a little bit with him and Rosa. It's pretty cool. Rosa gave a shout out to my buddy Jay does J1 Con, which is going to be down the Showboat this year. And it sounded like Rosa's planning to go, if I remember correctly. So I don't know. Cool. I wish I could make it. But I know right now my money is just not going to be there. I wanted to go so bad too this year. Jay puts on a great... I mean, I have not gone yet, but I know how good his con is. If you're in the Atlantic City area, check out J1 Con, the Showboat. I like when Wu-Tang shows up in Luke Cage too. There's been a couple times they popped up. You know, you had Method Man last year, Ghostface Killer. That was cool. And fucking KRS-One this year. That's fucking awesome too. I was trying to think about like some of the yeah, out of the 4, I guess technically 5, right? Netflix series. Look, there's no doubt that unfortunately, I mean, there's no getting around the fact that Iron Fist was like the weakest of them. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm hoping they fix the shit that they need to fix in season 2. I remain tentatively hopeful. But I was thinking about the main other 3. I won't bring up Defenders. Defenders is Defenders, and I you know, it's an ensemble. It's going to have mixed things. I did like how they changed, like, you know, subtly the camera would change colors a little bit, you know, little tints would shift on the, as they would go from one hero to the other, you know. Like Luke's was always in that yellowish that you're familiar with, like the you know, there was a slight green tint to Iron Fist, you know, all that stuff. But anyway, I digress. The, out of the main 3, I thought about best overall execution, better fights, better, you know, overall storyline. And again, we'll just do an overall sentiment. Goes to Daredevil. Daredevil, you know, season 1 was just fucking, you know, just well handled entirely across the board, by my opinions, which are right. So don't worry about it. You don't have to argue. There's nothing you can argue with. So that sounds so pompous when I do it, and that's what it's meant to sound. Anyway, so I'm right. He says he does a terrible thing here in the corner. But I you know, I definitely think that they handled Daredevil cleanly across the board in comparison, especially to the other ones. Oh, so I'm not bringing in Punisher though either, but that's another one too. It's sort of. I don't have any major issues with Punisher. It's just a matter of. It definitely felt like they were like you know, they had the gang fight in Daredevil, and then they were like, oh fuck, we need to like give him something real to fight, and so they kind of threw something to kind of give a curveball, and I'm trying not to spoil that part, so I won't do it, but trying to be good. So I'm gonna let that one go for a second. We're gonna transition out of that. Like I said, overall, I think though Daredevil has been better handled on a larger scale. Hey, thank you for the host. Who's that? Manzanaman. Manzanaman. That's right. Cool. Thank you for the host, dude. Anyway, so Daredevil, I think, had the better overall. Luke Cage has by far the best soundtrack. I mean, I don't think that can be even contested a little bit. That goddamn, both seasons have been just off the hook with how good the music's been. And it's just, you know, they always seem to find like everything seems to fit perfectly when it comes to who's playing at the you know, Harlem's Paradise and shit, and you know, it was a little bit of a weird spot again. I don't want to. Grazie man. that? Hold on, sorry. Ah, cool. Is that Harry Potter? What is that? Oh, it's a dab. Okay. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, Philippe. So, Daredevil, better overall. Luke Cage, best soundtrack. And god damn, Jessica gets her ass kicked emotionally throughout the whole fucking things. You know, like... I mean, when it comes to just pure emotional level of shit, Jessica takes that one. And like I said, then you have, you know... Then you got Iron Fist. I hope they get that right. I really do. I hope they fix their shit. I'll be so disappointed if they don't figure it out. If they don't figure it out, then they need to just... They need to do what I said earlier, like 2 episodes ago or whatever. Like, they need to just turn it into Luke Cage and Iron Fist, you know, like, do the Heroes for Hire and just leave it be. Like, just go away, you know. And I'm not even talking, like, people gave him shit for the, you know, close cut fighting stuff, and you know, I'll let shit like that slide. I'll be honest, I was pissed off when they took it out of the Dark Knight trilogy, like, because people complained about it in Batman Begins, and so they felt they had to show it more. And it's like, no, that's the way Batman fights. Batman fights in a way that, if you wanted to feel like those crooks were feeling, you wouldn't know what the hell was hitting you until, you know, he's already beating the shit out of you. But I can let that shit slide for Iron Fist. It's just that they had him all over the place, man. Danny was just like, one moment he's, you know, Mr. Kung Fu Zen Master, and then he's like losing his shit over the dumbest stuff. You know, I don't know. Hey, thank you. Catney Cat. Cool. You're not the catty cat I see all the time on Us. Another Catney Cat. I was gonna say, I have it. I pass a lot on the Northeast Extension. Another Catney Cat. Thank you again. I'm assuming it's just all you and you got multiple accounts. But that's fucking awesome. Cool. Thank you. No, as I say, I pass a Catty Cat. Like, that's literally the license plate. Somebody I pass all the time on the Northeast Extension. Not you, right? And if so, drive faster. Sorry. Oh, okay. Oh, dig. Okay, so I guess I'm not passing you on the extension. Excellent. That's cool. Not that I mean, you know, I'm typical dumbass American. Like, and where specifically in Chile? Like, I'll look it up. That's cool. That is awesome. Again, that's really cool. They must get a lot of pop-ups, man. I don't know. I guess you can control it. I go nuts sometimes when everybody starts going live. It's like, oh man, I follow so many people, and then it's like my phone starts blowing up. Damn, another one. Thank you, Catty Hat. Jeez, all your accounts, man. That shit, I'll be over 50 in like no time. Oh, no, absolutely. I know it's one of those areas I definitely would love to see. There's so much of that. So many places I'd like to travel and just paint if I could. Or at least get some, like, photos that I took. You know what I mean? Like, that I could, you know, I could actually go and at least plan my layouts, you know, kind of ahead of time. I don't prefer to paint from pictures, but, like, I'm being forced to because it's just the only time I can paint is at night. But I'd love to, like, bunch of places. I mean, I actually sent something to my wife just today about Japan because there was on Kotaku's deals of the day, Kotaku.com's they had a $1,300 or whatever for per person to Japan, 3 days in Kyoto, 3 days in Tokyo, and where's the other one? I'm not exactly sure where the other 3 days was, but so you were traveling all over, right, kind of thing. And I was like, damn, man, if I actually had money, that'd be fucking great to be able. One day I'd like to get down to, you know, I should say get over to the island of my great-grandparent, oh, well, great-great-grandparents, Ireland. But how are we looking here? Let's see. It's a lot more green there. I do want to get that green. You know what? But every time I touched it with the olive, it went too dark. So let's try a little bit of this permanent green light mixed in there to give it. See how it pulls in. Let's try a little bit of that with that instead. Let's try that. It's when everybody's moving around and around. Yeah, that might do it. That might do it. Now, I know the picture quality on here is garbage still. It won't be for much longer once this painting's done. So I hope you guys will bear with me because there's a lot of stuff happening on this painting that, yeah, you guys can't even see. It's just like, I'm looking every now and then to just see what might be visible. But stick around. You know, because it'll be, once this painting's done, I get paid for it. I got my capture card ready to, all set, ready to order. And then I can hook up to the good camera. Shack, baby. Make a love shack. Alright. Alright, so where are we at here? Let's think. We want to get some of that into this area without screwing it up too much. Try a little bit more on there. Knock a little louder. Bang, bang, bang on the door, baby. I can't hear you. That's a little too much like the window color there, so we're going to pull that back a little. Let's see. Let's try that. Into there. Just give it a violet-y color. A little violet. There we go. And then mix a little more white into it. It's just there's like these little bits where the cement's popping through, where the stucco kind of fell off. What? Roof. Rusted. Shack. Baby love shack. Baby, that's where it's at. And Serena loving at the love. And somebody, you are somebody, somebody. All right, and you know what? Actually, you know what? No. That's the wrong color. That's the wrong color. I know that now. Let's put that one on here. Because what we're doing here is to make sure there's a little bit... First off, you think about a shadow. It's, I never see shadows as gray. I always see them with a tint of blue. Actually, a little bit of violet, too, sometimes. And so you think about just on a logical level, you're going to see, stop moving it, air conditioner, damn it, sorry, my canvas is actually shaking because of the air conditioner in front of it. Blue, yellow, green, that's how it mixes. So we got to think on a logical level. Plus, on top of all that, the way I was, everything around it is going to affect the color. So, again, we're going to have these trees, but these trees also and bushes wrap around into the front area. Light, even though it was a shitty stormy day that day, still going to hit those bushes and trees and send just a small fraction, just a tiny little bit, against that house. And so little things like that would have a slight reflective status to it. So just to put a little green in there, works on kind of two different levels. And I think, I kind of missed putting my kids to bed, so they're going to get upset with me. I'll go up and put them down once I'll wrap this up actually probably once I finish this piece. Yeah, we'll wrap this up and then we'll just put a few little, because I want a little bit of that green in here too, because it's again going to be reflecting back. I don't want, that's too much. Too much, pull it back. That's right, then give him a chance. I'm sure someday gonna stand. You can make it. Is that what, man? I am somebody. You are somebody. I am somebody. You are somebody. You are somebody. Am somebody. You are somebody. Yeah, let's give it a little. There we go. Alright, I think I like that part a lot better now than it did. Alright. So like I said, I unfortunately forgot to put my kids to bed to run in at 10 o'clock. So, but lots of new followers, dudes, and I thank you very much, Catney Cat. That's awesome. I thank you very much for the support. I'm very humbled. So I was hoping to finish up at least most of the details of the house, but details are details and they take a while sometimes. So we're gonna call it tonight, I think. So I can go upstairs and get, "Why didn't you come up earlier, Daddy?" from my children. And then let's see, tomorrow is Friday, right? So unfortunately we don't paint Friday. Gotta help my daughter move into her apartment on Saturday. Plus it's not normally a streaming day anyway, so we'll be back in this on Sunday. Hopefully I'll be back. We won't have any issues like we did last weekend where I didn't get in until like 8. And we get started when I'm supposed to around 7. And yeah. If we get a good 2.5, 3 hours on Sunday, I think we can get through majority of the crap I got to get through on the house. There's certain things that I don't have to worry about right now. I'm not overly concerned with. Like, again, there's flowers in these little, small garden, areas or whatever. That's fine. We don't have to worry about them. They can be added in, like, right as we're wrapping up the painting even. I just want to make sure that the blues here get a little chance to dry so we can get in and do the details of the windows. Give some of this yellow a little more chance to dry out so we can put the white banisters or whatever, or supports or whatever in, and try to get real quick into the roof and porch roof. We get those done. If we can do those, I think would be all right. Because then we can. Technically we're at a point where I could start the grass if I wanted to. But I really want to make sure we get the house near finished. So that'll be it for tonight, guys. Like I said, I gotta run in because I'm gonna get yelled at. All right. So I'll see you Sunday. I'm aiming for 7:30. I don't think there'll be a reason, but to not 7:30 Eastern. So again, thank you for all the support and all the follows tonight, man. Have a great night.